Hello everyone. So here our today's topic is structural functional perspective. We have already discussed Indological perspective in our previous classes. If you haven't seen our videos, kindly go through it. And if you have any query regarding any of the topics of Indian sociology, kindly post a comment and our team will definitely go for it. So let's get started. Uh, Before understanding what is structural functional perspective, we have to understand field view and book view. A book view is actually Indology, which we have already discussed. Structural functional perspective is basically based on field view. For structuralist, structure is as a whole, interrelated parts which are independent in nature. It mostly focus on ordering and patterning of social world. So this mainly concerned with the elements of harmony and consistency. It relies on field work to understand the reality of every thing, right? So you can say the fieldwork tradition for understanding the social reality was first adopted by M.N.Srinavas, S.C Dube, Makium, Marriott, etc. So he even tries. Some of the important followers of Fieldview are being mentioned here. Just go through those names. Okay. Now let's talk something on M.N. Srinivas' works. So his first work on functional unity. Please bear my handwriting; it's too bad. So what is actually functional unity? It is basically the functions are performed for the maintenance of system. It mainly focus on ordering and patterning of social world, right? So he tried to study the Kurk society and define functional unity through interaction in ritual contact. He even introduced different tools such as dominant caste, Sanskritization, Westernization, secularization in order to understand the realities of caste relation. So this concept, Sanskritization, Westernization, and so on, would be discussed later, right? So here I have already mentioned book view, which is known as Indology, and these are some of the elements of Indian society which are being studied through Indological perspective. Next comes field view, where Srinivas said that Indian society can only be acquired through field work. That is field view, right? So if you look at the social change in the society, this can be observed through the concept of Sanskritization. Don't worry, we'll be discussing all those topics in later part of our slides. Means in the next class, right? So let's understand first about dominant caste. What is actually dominant caste? He Before that you have to understand that he studied this concept in Rampur village, where he observed the ritual ranking of caste is no more based on position in social hierarchy, but there are three important factors such as numerical majority, socially powerful, and economically powerful. These are the three important elements that determine the social position in the society. So what is actually numerical majority? It is actually the population in the area. So whoever the majority of a caste group has a dominance over the other, right? And socially powerful implies those groups who are socially and religiously dominant in status, and the economic powerful means people with good social background, that is means the wealthy people would be at the top of the ladder. So we can say dominant caste group of any particular place can be any one of the varna system. It doesn't only mean the higher caste group. Though he has given this particular concept, but he has lots of criticism. As we know that there are many thinkers who said that Srinivas' views are regarded as upper caste view. Even Dipankar Gupta said that dominant caste is no more in Gujarat, right? And even Yogesh Atal said that there are multiple dominants. We cannot say that there is only a dominance of group. And another criticism can be found by Gyansham Shah, who said that dominant caste is nothing but class mobilization. So these are the few criticism of dominant caste given by M.N.Srinavas, right? So now let's talk about S.C Dube. S.C Dube was one of the important sociologists who tried to understand uh, the village structure. He studied the village named Samirpat, and please remember the villages or the study area where the important sociologists have given their contribution, right? So these are some of the important questions that used to come in the examination. So he tried to give a clear picture of Indian village by using structural functional perspective. So here are some of the few uh, structure that he had classified while understanding a village life. Before that, we have to understand what is virtual dependence of caste group. Actually, virtual dependence means okay, I will explain you with an example. Let's take death rituals. We all require different caste groups while carrying out those rituals or rites. For example, Brahmins are required for religious activity. Even we need backward class group for the rites that are happen in graveyard and so on. So this is nothing but the dependence of one caste group with the other. So we cannot say that we can live without the other group. Means there is a dependence with the other one. So now let's understand the structure of Indian village. The first one is social structure. So where he said that in a village there are all endogamous groups used to live. All the groups, maybe it may be Hindus or Muslim, they constitute two different groups, distinct groups, and they used to live with an interaction, right? Next one is economic structure, where we say that different groups of people used to follow their own traditional occupation, whereas agriculture is the main occupation. Next come ritual structure. It is actually the folklore, or you can say religious thinkings, which constitute the ritual structure. And the last one is level of living. So this determine the standard of living and division of work. There are different factors that are responsible for the status of village. You can say those factors may be land ownership, that is on the basis of land. There may be a dominant position, right? So, or you can say service in a government organization, or maybe a wealthy person has a different status in a village. So this is all about the village structure given by S.C Dube, right? So this is about structural functional perspective. Apart from these two philosophers, or you can say thinkers, there are many other too. Before ending up my topic, I would like to say something on M.N.Srinavas' works, which used to become in the examination, right? So the first one is religion and society. Here he talked about Brahminization. So Brahminization, yeah, before Sanskritization, he has given a word Brahminization. So we'll be discussing this in a detailed, in different lesson. So right now you just remember those things. Next come, he also said about say something on remembered village. Then and he also talked about inductivism, right, which is based on macro micro sociological generalization. So his work is basically a micro in nature rather than macro. So these are the few things which you need to understand while understanding the concept structural functional perspective. So here our main motive is to uh, give you the brief discussion of every topic from the examination point of view, right? So this is about the whole concept. That's all for today. Thank you.